Part 2 of the Great Kei River Pass covers the eastern ascent of about 3 kilometers. If you intend driving this pass, it's important to watch Part 1 first, which contains the Google Earth orientation animations as well as other important information on tourism, safety and history. From the time of Simon van der Stel, trackboer and tribesmen, pastoralists both, had met on the banks of the Fish and Bushman's River to barter and trade in cattle. This era of cooperation came to an end when Governor von Plettenberg proclaimed a fixed frontier in the region where contact had been maximal. Restriction of movement and competition for grazing land soon led to friction. Alien custom aggravated the misunderstandings, and within a few years a war broke out on the eastern frontier. Between 1779 and 1850, that troubled region was to endure 8 conflagrations, each one fiercer than the one that had preceded it. White settlement of the frontier, followed by the consolidation and renewed expansion, reduced the frontier tribes to desperation. The 8th war in the series, which erupted on Christmas Day 1850, was the most bitter of them all. It involved 15,000 British regular troops and thousands of colonials in a grueling campaign that lasted more than 2 years. The war finally ended with the destruction of the Xhosa military power and the complete subjugation of the Ciskeian clans. The comprehension, a few years later, of the hopelessness of their situation resulted in a catastrophic national convulsion that became known as the Great Cattle Killing, a disaster that put the seal on the downfall of the amaXhosa. And yet, after 25 years of colonial dominance, the seemingly pacified frontier had to endure a 9th frontier war. The issues that led to conflict in 1877 differed considerably from those of the past. The whole country was in a state of transition. A changing economy, prosperity from diamonds, gold and a fashion for ostrich feathers were beginning to rouse the land out of its pastoral torpor. Responsible government in the Cape Colony and a new imperial policy were disturbing the political status quo. The accession of Lord Carnarvon to the colonial office in 1874 brought a powerful protagonist of confederation to the corridors of imperial policy. The unifier of Canada was determined to repeat his achievement of the African subcontinent. His scheme met with more opposition than enthusiasm, and to help promote it, he appointed Sir Henry Bartle Frere, a forceful and experienced proconsul, High Commissioner for Southern Africa. His advent on the scene was to usher in one of the more turbulent periods in South Africa's history. Overtaking double lanes are provided in regular intervals throughout this pass. The pass ends at the 11.8 kilometer mark at an altitude of 381 meters. Continue for a further 30 kilometers to reach Butterworth.